Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda. Something Khaleesi? Princess? I didn't watch Game of Thrones, sorry. In this part, we fight a dragon.
Nice.
Just say Smog then.
No, because my only introduction to Smog is Desolation of Smog, which is not a good movie, which I'd rather not.
Bumper Snatch Cabbage Patch.
I would say a Tolkien reference is more appropriate for Twilight Princess.
No, because there's only the one dragon in Tolkien, though. And
if
you could make an appropriate Game of Thrones, reference, dragon princess would be a good thing to call Daenerys. But 2 days ago we just had that episode where Daenerys spoilers, the spoiler, and everyone freaked the fuck out. So
that's all Twitter has been the past month. It's just people running in circles about Game of Thrones and not knowing anything. I smile and nod, pretty much.
And being a fan of the book, I just kind of sit here and say, "Yeah, I told you so."
all us anime fans were like, now you know what it feels like.
They've known what it's felt like for the last 3 seasons, though.
Yeah, but now they particularly know what it feels like.
Well, at least there's no filler arc where, I don't know, like Jon Snow body swaps with Tyrion Lannister and they have hijinks that don't come up ever again and stuff like that. At least...
if Jon Snow and Tyrion Lannister body swapped, they'd probably be just chill as hell about it afterward.
I know, I'm just...
Probably.
The body swap episode was just one of the classic anime filler episode tropes, so it was the first one that popped into my head.
Yeah.
I don't watch Game of Thrones, but my favorite character is Elmo.
What?
Oh, Tyrion Lannister.
That happened.
Oh.
Wait,
no,
what?
no, there was an actual Sesame Street bit with the Game of Thrones actors.
What? Why haven't I heard about this? See, I thought you were making a Muppet.
You have to follow. No. I'm being serious. Elmo from Sesame Street is.
I thought you were making a joke
follow the
about
Sesame Street Twitter.
I thought you were
account.
making a joke about the dwarf, but yeah.
No. I don't watch Game of Thrones, so I wouldn't know who I was making fun of.
Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage.
Well, I love Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage.
Tyrion Lannister is the best character in both the books and the show. Fight me.
Okay.
He is very good.
Again, I haven't
I
watched
need to
it.
actually read the books. I want to now.
Well, hopefully they finish sometime this century, because apparently, the last one was written 7 years ago, or whatever.
That just means I have 7 years to catch up.
It's not that long, and he has been doing other things in the universe since then. I think I might have mentioned before, Night of the Seven Kingdoms, a sort of a compilation of novellas surrounding this hedge knight from way before a Game of Thrones happened.
How many books are there out right now?
6, I think.
Yikes.
There's
there's
5.
Five, okay.
books. Not
And they're all
counting any
long,
side
too.
material. They are all long.
Well, the show has gone over the show has gone over the book.
Yeah.
That's what's
It
happening,
overtook
right?
the manga, yes.
It overtook.
It overtook the manga.
It overtook the books, and I'm pretty sure the latest book, Dance with Dragons, is full of stuff that's just never going to be in the show. So
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Is given the critical response of where the show is going, and the show is ending, I think, at the time of this upload next week. Do you think he's gonna make a completely different ending for the book?
Oh, he was always going to make a completely different ending for the book. You can't possibly arrive in the same place as the show from where the books are now. So
this entire plot was just get people to read again.
I mean, they should, because the amount of actual reading that people do in this country is actually kind of disgustingly low. Read a book.
It actually depends on a generation. Our generation actually tends to read a lot more than people expect us to.
Oh, okay. That's good. I suppose the YA boom is good for something then.
the thing is, George R.R. Martin was heavily involved in the writing of the show early on, but he hasn't been for quite a while. Things just went off in their own directions. And I guess they agreed on a live and let live situation as far as that goes. I don't know the details.
Hey, as long as the HBO keeps screwing up, my books look better.
But basically, what we're seeing in the show right now is stuff not written by George R.R. Martin.
I don't know. The term "live and let live" in the context of Game of Thrones just seems funny. I don't watch that show very
Yeah,
guys.
well, no one lives
I
and no
thought
one
it
lets each
too.
other live, so yeah, you're right.
Die and let die.
Can we all agree to disagree? No.
So one of the funny things, though, is that, like, just today, they announced that the Game of Thrones showrunners are going to be writing or directing or doing something with the Star Wars trilogy after the current one. And it's just like, ooh, that's a bad time to announce that. Oof.
You know, they could do something good, but they could also do something terrible. I'm apprehensive.
Like, if it, or it could, it could follow the structure that they've set up with Game of Thrones, where maybe the
Dear
first
God, no.
book and the first movie and a half are really good, and then the second movie and a half are just.
Wouldn't that just be the established Star Wars formula as it stands now, though?
No, you see, because the prequel trilogy did it in reverse. Is the thing.
The Yoda origin story starring Peter Dinklage was a little bizarre.
Peter Dinklage would be a badass Yoda, all right.
Okay, yeah, I say that out loud now thinking about it. I probably would watch a Yoda origin story with Peter Dinklage starring. Just to see him try and adapt that fucking accent and the speech
He'd do it.
Yeah, he would. And he would probably do it well.
I can just picture Peter Dinklage as a young, rebellious teenage Yoda, though.
Yeah, only 317 years old, fed up with the world.
There's a teen in there somewhere.
Because Yoda's like, what, 8,000 years old or something ridiculous?
I already used my BSC behind the scenes hashtag quota. So one of you guys are gonna have to mention Peter Dinklage as Yoda.
Well, that's not behind the scenes. This is on the scenes. It's a video that's going up right now.
But this video is going up in like
no, behind
what,
the
a fucking
scenes
month
is for
from now?
shit that we don't record.
And by a month at the time this upload, people would forget about it.
Yeah, but no, they won't. People are.
They
yeah,
will.
Nah.
In all seriousness, though, Tyrion Lannister is basically a very amorous Jedi Master in the show already, so I can see it, like, unironically.
Does he do like flips with swords and stuff?
In the book, he does some flips.
Oh, cool.
He's pretty acrobatic in the book, actually. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably pretty neat.
He's more of a tactician than a warrior, though.
Well, they'll put him in Smash anyway then, and just say, okay, he can use magic, so he's different.
He also has a female counterpart that you can switch between when doing the costume swaps.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
So anyway, how about Argarok? I guess. No.
It's a dragon.
Well, it's kind of weird because Zelda doesn't do dragons very often. Like, I remember one of the big things that shocked me when I played Breath of the Wild was, like, when you see the dragons just randomly lying around in Hyrule, and you're like, holy crap, it's a dragon. So, like...
It's a large dragon.
Yeah, so, like, I mean, I guess in comparison to one of those, like, this guy is kind of like a little baby dragon, I guess.
Yeah, you just go through a Hyrule in Breath of the Wild, then all of a sudden, Dragonborn starts playing. You're like, fuck.
Oh man, that's giving me Skyrim flashbacks. Ugh. This is about a Skyrim-sized dragon, I'd say.
And then when you go to sleep in Breath of the Wild, it fades out, and then you just wake up on the cart. Damn it, Town Howard!
Yeah, the idea of meeting wild dragons while you're exploring Skyrim is fun until you realize how fucking annoying these things are to fight.
Well,
I
you
mean,
can
they
just shout at them.
behave like you'd expect dragons to, which is to say they stay in the air a lot of the time and they breathe fire or whatever they breathe down at you, and you basically have no chance and you're stuck on the ground firing arrows up at them and hoping they give up.
Oh, so
And
it's like the
very-
DM actually knows how dragons are supposed to work, huh? Okay.
Yeah, and then occasionally they'll land and you can probably wail on them with your sword a little bit, but they're not going to
like,
stay
oh,
on the
this is a
ground
bad
for very
idea, and take off
long,
again.
and they're really good at melee.
and then you watch one fly backwards.
So, yeah, because...
Can happen
Okay,
too, yeah.
so, DMs. Okay, I know that you want to make your characters feel cool or not, but you don't have to make them fight a baby dragon when they're, like, level 3, okay? It's just... It's condescending a little bit. Because there's like, look, you fought a dragon, aren't you cool? And it's like, yeah, but this is literally an infant dragon that just hatched 5 minutes ago. It doesn't know what it's supposed to do. Like, come on.
I feel wrong after killing a baby dragon in an adventure.
Yeah, especially considering that it's weird that dragons have like different stats for every single birthday that they basically have. It's just like, okay, here are the stats for a tween dragon. Here are stats for high school junior dragons. All right, now you've got depressed college dragons.
You say high school junior dragons and depressed college dragons, but someone has probably written both of those novels on Amazon.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Saves on time.
Yeah, of course they have. You know. Also, this fight's way cooler in Hyrule Warriors, just gonna say. Because, like, you just kind of yank on his chain here, literally. And he kind of, like... He stops being threatening very quickly. I guess
Yeah,
is the
when you
big
realize
point.
that
It
it's
makes
huge.
me sad because I really like Argarok's design, and I think I really like how he looks and how he feels, but the fight itself is just
Here's
kinda-
my thing. The first time he falls off, some armor plates break off of his armor, right? Shouldn't those armored plates be just as heavy as you and your goddamn hookshot are? So
Yeah, if I've watched anything about anime, he should be 10 times stronger now that he's taken off his anime training armor.
Yeah, he should be way faster.
But he's kind of not. He just flies higher.
man,
I think the problem with this, because I know that we've had issues with the bosses, but part of what makes them fun, I think, is the spectacle of a lot of them. But the problem is that I feel like Argarok doesn't have much spectacle because the double claw shots is inherently a slower paced weapon. So you can't really make them big and flashy.
It's also kind of goofy.
Yeah, which doesn't fit, like the dragon slaying boss fight in the way that it really should.
I slightly disagree. I think like the idea of zipping around on these grappling hooks to latch onto a dragon that's flying that high in the sky is conceptually epic.
It looks stupid though.
But the idea is sound, the execution is more... Because, like...
I think it only looks stupid because of the limited animation of claw shots. It's like you point and you shoot, point and shoot, point and shoot. There's nothing dynamic about it. If it were a little more cinematic, like if you probably have to make it a QTE, but if it were a little more cinematic about it, I think it'd justify the use of them.
If it
But this is
played and
literally
flowed a
just
bit
one
like a
play.
Spider-Man game, then yeah, it would.
Or character action, or something from Platinum, or
I mean,
Devil May Cry. I would say.
the semi not great Amazing Spider-Man games last gen had some.
That's a really long name.
Oh, yeah, but that's what they are. they
The mediocre Spider-Man.
Yeah, they had some pretty cool boss fights involving giant robots and stuff. And you swinging around on your webbing, taking them down was all kinds of fun.
How did you get past that?
I didn't.
Never mind, you
I was
did.
gonna say, does zipping give you invulnerability?
No.
Just barely grazed it.
Dope.
It's okay. Link is just a little bit toastier now. It's fine.
Actually, considering the speeds you're traveling when going from wall to wall, would a stream of fire do that much damage if you were zipping right through it?
Depends on what
Not
kind of fire it is and how hot it is, really.
if it's like hot enough to toast you instantly, then yes. But like,
Insta melt.
but like most campfires or something like that aren't really that hot in the grand scheme of things, which is why you can like whip your hand over them and be fine. It's only if you like leave it in there for a couple of seconds that it starts to hurt.
The hottest part of the fire is also always the part of the fire that's closest to the source. As you can see, yeah, they paid attention to that detail. The fire closer to the dragon's mouth is blue. I didn't notice that until I was actually talking about it.
The game
went
didn't
too
let
far.
me Z-target the dragon, and so it's just gonna stand there and wait for me to get back into play. Wait, no, oh, damn it.
That's okay. Take your time.
You almost
okay.
made it.
Almost.
Oh, it took me. It took my 4 brain cells too long to think. To
Just point normally at it.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm all the way
Yeah,
over
I
here,
gotta
dude.
say, as far as dragons go, this one's pretty lame with how limited its movement is. It just stays there and breathes fire.
This is why the Hyrule Warriors version of the fight is better. Ah!
Why did you go that
There
way?
you go.
But the invincibility frames from getting burned keep me from breaking all of my bones when I fell to the ground.
Ted is trying to intimidate the dragon. If he takes the fire head on, he realizes he has nothing left.
Here's the thing, though.
It's
Even
a
if the
power
fire
move.
did do damage to you, it really shouldn't halt your momentum. So,
Well, yeah, because it's not solid.
yeah. So, like, you might be a burned husk, but you'd still be propelled toward the
But
grapple.
you're still a moving burning husk.
Yes,
Yeah, you
but yes, but
Oh.
John, you forget the contributions to physics made by Dr. Simon Belmont, where, as we all know, by the Belmont rule of physics, an object in motion stays in motion unless hit by an enemy hurt box. So,
Simon has a doctorate?
yeah, all right. What do you
Well,
think that
what do
just
you
because he's a
suppose-
barbarian he can't be smart? Jesus,
What do you
John.
suppose he did with the other 90% of his natural human lifespan that wasn't spent fighting Dracula?
All
I mean,
right.
Dracula only shows up like once every 100 years, and I mean there was that weird episode with his dead body parts, but you know that only took a few days.
You see, I never figured Simon would live past the age of 38 with all that fucking wall meat he's been eating his entire life.
Okay, look, when you're fighting Dracula, you know, you have to make do with what you got. Simon is a gourmet.
Sure, you're burning off the calories, but that cholesterol is still
He is
rising
a
in your
gourmet,
veins.
all right? Normally, and under most circumstances, he's a vegan, but when you're killing Dracula, you have to make do with what you got, all right?
There are herbs in Castlevania Chronicles, now that I think about
So
it.
yeah, how dare you not know this Castlevania lore? You consider yourself a fan. Also, I love that I can't just whack the jewel when he's on the ground. Thanks, game.
Yeah, that's one of
Should've
those
doctors.
gameplay things I never understood. Where you have the weak point exposed, and you've done your damage you can for the cycle, and even though you can clearly still wail on it, it just doesn't let you. It just feels like artificial game lengthening.
It feels. I think part of the thing is that it feels like not much changes between rounds. I think is part of it as well. Like
No, nothing changed. The only thing that changes is now in the final round, he'll try to juke you out with the fire a little bit.
yeah, and you can do some like creative stuff. Like if you put on the iron boots, you'll fall and you can dodge it that way. But that just kind of makes it a little bit harder to hit him when you're doing it normally. So I don't really recommend doing that because yeah, now he'll turn around and the fire's
Just go the other way.
yeah.
Turn around. Or
So
you could
I'm
go
trying to
underneath.
dodge him by going up and down, but it's not
Not
really
working.
work. Ah, god damn it! See, look.
Just go the other way.
So in the Zelda universe, you could jump off the top of a volcano and be fine as long as you give yourself a paper cut before you hit the bottom.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
no, not in Breath of the Wild, no.
No. Well, in Breath of the Wild, it's not the fall damage that kills you; it's the tumble damage you take after the fall.
It's the neck you break along the way.
I mean, that is one of the funnier things where you just find yourself rocketing, and then you just see how long you can just keep falling before you die.
The physics tricks you can pull in that game are really stupid, and I love them.
Shit. I think like one of my favorite things, like day one of Breath of the Wild's release, is someone already made the Springfield Gorge comparison.
Yeah.
Just like falling down endlessly.
Wait. Go the
Turn
other
around.
way. There we go. Aw. Oh, man, he's thinking.
You learned how to hold the other
Turn
way.
around.
Slick
That was
Z
a
targeting
little
action.
bit toasty.
A little. Oh, jeez. Oh, and now he's tired. Oh, man. Poor Argarok. Here, do you need... Oh, do we need to burp you? Okay, hold on a moment. We're just going to give you a couple little light pats on the back. There we go.
And he's dead.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, he
Best
burped.
burp.
That's shaken baby syndrome.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, that was dark. Sorry.
Stop
Whoa,
breathing. Stop breathing fire already. You're dead.
Also, we were on his back when this was happening. Where did we go?
He just jumped off.
It's a good thing the dragon didn't land before it exploded. Otherwise, you know, we could have had a problem.
Also, it's a good thing that it didn't actually have the fragment. It just appears now. That's cool.
It's magic.
Would
Ooh.
like if the heart container bonked him on the head on the way down, though. Missed opportunity.
What would be a funny joke is if the heart container fell off and you had to find it in the overworld now.
Yeah, shattered into 5 pieces.
Damn it.
Okay,
Don't
now they
get-
have to do that.
Don't give Miyamoto ideas, okay?
What was the last Zelda game Miyamoto actually worked on? Was it Wind Waker?
Well, in terms of directing or just general work on.
Well, because I don't know how much he actually did for.
I mean,
some of the other ones.
they still bounce ideas and stuff off them. Aonuma's in charge, but he still works on the games. The last one he outright directed was Ocarina of Time.
Okay. That was a long time ago. Damn.
But he still has
Yep.
a big hand in the process of it.
Yeah.